Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Allie, and today I have a book video for you guys. But stay with me because I'm also going to be making some treats today or tomorrow. I don't know. This is going to be a 2-day vlog. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll be it. I'm just going to be reading 2 books for this video. I'm currently reading other books on top of these 2, so bear with me. I'm hoping that I can get these done within the next couple days. So today and like tomorrow, maybe a 3rd day, we will see. But I am working on other book videos as well, just reading here and there, different stories. I really have actually missed multi-reading, so I'm enjoying that again. And so it also can be a little bit confusing when I'm trying to film for all of them, but just know more book content is coming, and a lot of them have like quite a few books in each one. So for this one, it's just 2 books. But today's video is going to be spooky reads and spooky treats because I'm in the Halloween mood. I want to make some spooky, cute little treats. So I need to go out and get some supplies and look for some cute stuff. I might even go to like Hobby Lobby or something like that and look for some cute eyeball sprinkles or like some different things like that. But I think it'd be really fun to do some treats. And I know the boys would be super excited to come home from school this week and see treats. But it's actually been a pretty long day already. I had filming this morning, so my makeup is kind of just like hanging in there at this point, and so is my hair. And then I went and shot some videos and photos outside, and I wore my boots for the first time, which was so nice, and then this long sleeve dress. So I have to say though, I was literally sweating my butt off because I was like in the middle of doing dinner and then going outside and doing that, and it was a little bit warmer than I thought it was gonna be. I'm so ready for just full-on fall weather. But I have been reading Hide, and this is the one that we're going to be starting with. In this video, I'm going to be reading Hide and Just Like Home. So Hide is a book that I have maybe seen in thumbnails, but like I actually don't think I've ever actually heard somebody talk about it and be like, I read this book or recommend it. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have, but on my personal like YouTuber list, if they have, I missed that video of theirs. So I did not know much about this going in, and if I'm being completely honest with you, I thought about this video idea after I seen this book, and I was like, that looks cool. Anything for like a spooky house, I'm here for, and I've heard really good things about her, but I have heard that this is not one of her best, so we'll see. But honestly, this video idea came to be based on this book here. And then what happened next was I was like, well, I seen this book at my library, and I was like, that looks freaking cool. I'm gonna try it out. Both of these are authors that I have never read from. I am just killing it with trying new authors this year too. Let me just put that out there. But I thought that these just looked so cool together. They kind of have like the same vibe of just like big font for, you know, the name of the book, and then just kind of having a solid color and then just like that image in the middle. I just thought they were so aesthetically pleasing together, and they both are science fiction, but like they're supposed to both be kind of spooky. So I was like, I'm here for it. Let's give them a go. So going into this one, I knew absolutely nothing, but reading the summary, and not just that, but like opening this and seeing like this map going on of an amusement park, I was like, okay, we're starting this one. So I did start this one, and I'm already halfway through it. I'm flying through this. Now, mind you, it's only 230, 240-ish pages. So it's a pretty short read, and let me tell you, it is such a page turner that no problem, I will probably finish this book tonight, which I hope I do because it's like due at the library like tomorrow. So I also need to go to the library and drop it off. This is my last one that's due tomorrow, so I'm just wrapping it up and then I'll be good to go. But yeah, trying to multi-read and then just catch up on everything that's kind of coming up has just been a little bit of a challenge. But yeah, kind of went into this one blindly, not really knowing much about it, besides skimming over the summary. Hold on, we'll come back to it. This one, though, I have seen actually quite a few people review it, and I can't for the life of me think of off the top of my head the number one thing that's been like said, besides people just kind of being disappointed with it. Like, they went into it with very high expectations and then they came out kind of like disappointed. But I actually seen, I forgot who it was, but it was one of the YouTubers that I watch pretty often. Yeah, I don't want to say names because I might get it wrong, but I'm pretty sure she DNF'd it. And I was like, well, usually our taste is kind of similar. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm pretty sure it was her. So yeah, that kind of also kind of leaves me like, oh, you know? But let me read you guys the summaries because we got to get this video going. Now, I will say that this is the same author of The Echo Wife, which I also want to pick up. I've heard amazing things about that and that it is her best book. I'm hoping that this one doesn't discourage me and make me not want to read one of those. But last thing I have to say about this, though, is that I just did my Reading 3 Books by Megan Miranda. Check it out if you love book videos and you've missed it. I will link it up above. But I read 3 different books from Megan Miranda. First time reading any of her work. And I went into it pretty blindly, but at the same time, I of course have seen other people read Megan Miranda and even rank some of her books. And some of them are the people that like I usually go to for recommendations because our like reading style kind of matches up a little bit. I'm kind of like a wild card with my reading though. They rated the one, like the rating was just completely off. Like the book that they put like or that they really liked and they put it like top tier was probably like not like my lowest tier, but I ranked it 3rd in the 3 books that I read. And then the one that they put, this book was just not for me, was my highest ranking one because it was just so good. So that's kind of given me a little bit of confidence in my reading that I'm like, okay, well, that just goes to show I might end up really, really loving this book. We will see. But I'm going to go ahead and read Hide summary so we can jump into this. I was going to start this earlier and then just got carried away with things, but hopefully I will be able to make a dent, if not finish this book tonight and check in with you guys. But it's already been quite a long day. A high-stakes hide-and-seek competition turns deadly in this dark supernatural thriller from New York Times bestseller author Kiersten White. The challenge: spend a week hiding in an abandoned amusement park and don't get caught. The prize: enough money to change everything. Even though everyone is desperate to win, to seize a dream future, or escape a haunting past, Mac is sure she can beat her competitors. All she has to do is hide, and she's an expert at that. It's the reason she's alive and her family isn't, but as the people around her begin disappearing one by one, Mac realizes that this competition is even more sinister than she imagined, and that together might be the only way to survive. 14 competitors, 7 days, everywhere to hide but nowhere to run. Come out, wherever you are. Halfway through this one already, and it's chilling. Besides my Stephen King books, I have not actually felt so chilled and like on the edge of my seat reading a book in so long. Like Megan Miranda was just like, yeah, twisty, turny, and all of that. That's like cozy, like you're in a blanket, you're all cozy and comfortable and just like really intense in the story, but not like this where I'm just like, oh my God. And like, I'm like flipping those pages and like, what happens? I'm getting a little crazy with this book. It is intense. These characters are so much fun. The only thing I'm nervous about is that this book ends terribly. I don't know, since I have not seen any reviews, even reviews without spoilers, I have not seen any on this book. So I do not know going into this. I'm definitely going to be reading all through them after I finish this because it's just wild. And the fact that I have never heard of this book, what? And I probably have just been under a rock. I'm sure everybody probably knows about this book. I don't even know when it was published, to be honest with you. It was actually May of this year. So this is a pretty newer book. Want to see anything else? I just wanted to look up the date of when it was published. Okay though, so it's a book from this year. So far though, it is like, I would say it's so far, and I don't want to speak too highly of it in case the ending is just terrible. I'm really hoping it's not, but I'm like, this might be too good to be true. But this might be like in my top 5 of the books I've read this year. Like, it's that good so far. I am just like so invested in the story of everything. It's so cool because they're in this amusement park and it's like, you know, a competition. There's 14 of them, but it's so cool because it's mainly sticking with this main character, Mac, but at the same time, it's also like going between other characters, and we got kind of see a brief description of their past and like their story, why they're there for the money. It's almost like Squid Games. But it always goes right back to Mac. But you kind of get to see a little bit of their perspective here and there, but it's just been so freaking cool and such an exciting read. Like, I literally, like, although it's intense and chilling and like, oh my gosh, like, I am so excited reading this. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a hard time putting it down, and I have shit to do. But like, I'm like, I can't. It is so, so good. I might just cry if this is a bad ending, and my period's coming, so I will more than likely cry. But yeah, I really, really want to finish this so bad. I want to see how it ends because it's so good so far. Not much has changed besides my hair being pulled back and ripping a chunk of my hair out the back with my chain when I took it off. Ouch. But I have been snuggled up on my couch. You guys, I'm so tired. It's also the blood moon tonight for October, so I'm about to go out and check it out. I can't get enough of this. Like, I'm so tired. I'm like, Allie, you need to go wash your face. It's literally, okay, well, it's only 11, but like, after this weekend and this past week, I am so tired, and my Sunday scaries are kicking in, and I'm like, Allie, you should have went to bed a long time ago. So yeah, I want to wrap up this video, go check out the blood moon, and then hit the hay because yeah, those Sunday scaries are creeping up on me. But I may just have to finish this in the morning. Let me see how many pages I have left. So I have like 50-ish, probably less than that, pages to go. Probably about 50-ish pages to go. Not bad at all. Literally just like a quarter of this book left. But it's stayed the same. Like, it's so exciting to read. I'm having such a hard time putting it down. And my husband just went for, like, he's been taking like afternoon walks and runs, because the weather's so nice. And he's like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm like, okay. I'm like trying to read. I'm like, I'm so invested right now. Like, the kids are in bed. Let me read. It's, oh my gosh, it's so, so good. And I don't want to give anything away because it's like, if you haven't read this book and you like suspense, thrillers, even if you're not a huge fan of sci-fi, still try it out. It's so, so good. And especially if you like things kind of like kind of like Hunger Games. Also, Squid Games, like I mentioned, it kind of gives off those vibes as well. But yeah, overall, it has been a pretty successful day reading, since I'm almost done with this, and not very successful with everything else, but I'm gonna give myself the fact that it's Sunday, it's the weekend, so it's just kind of been lounging day. But you know, I did get some stuff filmed this morning. I also worked on some bubbly. Check it out. I will have my bubbly link down below if you guys want to know more about those. But yeah, I will wrap up my thoughts on this, I believe, in the morning, because like I said, I am ready to go to bed. But I'm gonna go check out the blood moon. guys, I am so tired. I stayed up until like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I am tired this morning. I don't want to get up. I don't want to get around, and it's Monday, so things are just going to be busy crazy with or without me. So I thought, why not start at the very beginning of my day and let you guys know this book. I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning for it, and you guys knew how tired I was, and I couldn't put it down. I just couldn't. Like I normally say, I'm simmering on this one. Like I still have a little bit of that simmering that I'm doing on it, but honestly, I would say the last probably like quarter of the book, I found it very, very interesting. Without giving anything away, there's like a lot of like notes and stuff that they find that they have, that, you know, they read through, so you're reading through it. So it's very, very intriguing and really, really cool. While I do feel like there could have been maybe a little bit more to the ending, I still don't want to critique it too much because I think it overall was just an incredible book. I definitely will give it 5 stars. This may be the only book I've read that actually has come out this year. Don't quote me on that, because I feel like I already can't even remember what all books I've read this year, because it's been the most that I've read in a single year in forever. So there's been a lot that I'm trying to process in my head because my brain's not used to reading this many books every year. But this one definitely stands out. You guys are probably going to see this one. This is a library book, but I'm buying it. It is so, so good. I just can't get over it. And then after I was done reading it, I was reading a little bit about the author, and she does have like an acknowledgement section that's a little bit longer than what I typically see in books. And I did want to read part of this. She said that when my oldest child was in 8th grade, the yearbook did a feature on her special faux stained glass classroom window art. The purpose? To prevent active shooters from being able to see inside. From age 5, American children have to practice hiding from bullets, and to protect themselves, we let them have art. In a game of gun, paper, scissors, which wins? So, all I have is art too, and I wrote hide as a scream of rage, but I had help. And I just think that everything that I've read about this author so far has just been like incredible. The things that she's mentioning, the things that she's bringing to light, literally the dedication of this book. Youngest generations, we've tasked with saving us all. You shouldn't have to, I'm so sorry. She just seems like such a legit and like just very caring and inspiring person, and I really look forward to reading more from her. I also seen in her bio section that this is actually her first adult book, so her adult debut, which I think is just crazy. This was so, so good. I just can't get over it. Definitely my style. It is intriguing. The writing flows in a way that it's very, again, I always say easy, but like meaning it as in like, it's a very likable writing style that you really get lost in and enjoy reading. But yeah, it's intriguing, it's exciting, it's so suspenseful, definitely a thriller, but I do like the little sci-fi twist that is in it as well. It makes it even more of like a horror book in a way. I'm obsessed, and I mean, one of the best books I've read this year. Now on to Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey for today. Finished lunch after my workout, and I'm trying to be good about my water intake, but I'm going to pause for a little bit because I feel like I've just been going all morning, and I'm going to go wash my face again because I did not wash it after I worked out, and I probably should have. And then I think I might do a mask since I am breaking out so bad, just all this hormonal acne. And then read a little bit before I start doing my hair, getting ready to film. I am going to be filming, I think, with my BoxyCharm premium box I sent over. It's a collab with Tarte Cosmetics, so that's really, really exciting. I'm excited to dip into those products, but I'm just going to be filming, I think, like a reel and a TikTok for it. So yeah, I have that. Yeah, my afternoon is probably going to be pretty full of caffeine and crime and editing and different things like that. So I will check back in probably tomorrow because I want to go to the store tonight and pick up some stuff for some spooky treats. I think we're going to do some pumpkin painting because since Roman's in 3rd grade, he gets to do a pumpkin for the Pumpkin Palooza. They decorate a pumpkin off of a fictional book character. So yeah, we're really excited about it. He gets to do that this year, and he's already picked what he wants to do, and he wants to get super creative with it. So I have to run to like Hobby Lobby and probably pick up a pumpkin because I think the pumpkin he got at the pumpkin patch with school is too small for what he's wanting to do. So yeah, full on afternoon. So I will more than likely check in with you guys tomorrow and let you know about like how the book is. Just Like Home is a darkly gothic thriller from nationally best-selling author Sarah Gailey. Perfect for fans of Netflix The Haunting of Hill House as well as HBO's true crime masterpiece I'll Be Gone in the Dark. Come home, Vera's mother called, and Vera obeyed. In spite of their long estrangement, in spite of the memories, she's come back to the home of a serial killer. Back to face the love she had for her father and the bodies he buried there. Coming home is hard enough for Vera, and to make things worse, she and her mother aren't alone. A parasite artist has moved into the guest house out back and is slowly stripping Vera's childhood for spare parts. He insists that he isn't the one leaving notes around the house in her father's handwriting, but who else could it possibly be? There are secrets yet undiscovered and the foundations of the notorious Crowder house. Vera must face them and find out for herself just how deep the rot goes. Hey guys, this is all on my phone, so the quality is probably not going to be great. I realized I never wrapped up this video, this like book vlog, and it wasn't until this morning that I realized that. It's later on in the day now, so I'm looking hella rough, and I'm feeling it too. You may be able to tell with my voice, I don't really know, but my ears have started to kind of feel kind of clogged. I'm starting to have like a scratchy throat. I'm currently making some noodles because I'm just like really feeling it. Hoping it doesn't get any worse because it's just been so much going on and I feel like I have not caught a break for weeks. I feel like I keep catching everything under the sun and it just sets me back. I'm behind on Caffeine and Crime episodes of getting those done because my audio failed in some past ones, so I was going to have to like re-record them, and I have some more that I have to do, and then I am finally posting Hella Spooky 2. I just filmed with the Spooked palette from Gourmand Girls, and oh, it's so beautiful. I just did that video, and I'm trying to edit it and get it ready to go so it can go up, but like
I'm so nervous and anxious about like how it's going to do. Yeah, it's just been a lot on my plate recently, and I've had just like bad news after bad news too with other things, like with bubbly and some other personal things that have just really set me back lately. Kind of made me a little upset. So I've just been kind of going through it. But I wanted to wrap up this video and talk about this book. And yes, I'm going to throw it up on the screen because I mentioned that I remembered this morning that I didn't ever wrap up this video because I was dropping off these books at the drop box at my library, and I was like, I never touched base with them on Just Like Home. So I finished this book, and it is insane. This book is insane. It is such a roller coaster of a book. I feel like there's parts where I could not put it down. I was so invested and I had to know what happened, but then there's other parts where I'm just like, oh my god, this is the slowest book ever. So I kind of went back and forth on that a lot, and that made it like really challenging to really stick with it. And so it took me a couple more days than what I had planned. And then of course with like now starting to kind of feel under the weather, um I just wanted to sit down and finish it, and I got through probably the last quarter of it within like a few hours. I was so invested, and it's just like the twists and turns with it are just insane. And I feel like I was just confused the whole time I was reading it, and it's so hard to explain it because if I explain even a tiny bit of it, I feel like I could spoil it. So it's one of those books where it's very easy to spoil with giving a review, to where I just have to say, like, I feel like bits and pieces of it I was kind of figuring out along the way, but there was still, I would turn the page and it would be a new chapter, and I'd be like, what is going on right now? Like, this is so weird. These people are weird. Nothing like The Haunting of Hill House for me. I have not read that book, The Haunting of Hill House. I actually have it from the library. I'm going to read it this month. I love the show on Netflix. It's one of my favorite shows ever. It may be an unpopular opinion. I feel like I never hear anybody talk about that show, but it's one of my favorite shows ever. Yeah, I don't really see how those correlate together. I think it's mainly just talking about like the house in general, um, and how the house is kind of like maybe doing some things. But then with what this book gives you, it's nothing like The Haunting of Hill House. I definitely like The Haunting of Hill House better. And again, I'm going based off like the story of the show because I don't know the show from the book very well. But yeah, this book was just, it was very strange. Definitely has a sci-fi twist to it. There's tons of aspects of this book that I freaking love. Like, that's the thing. I feel like I'm having such a hard time with it because I'm just like, the potential's there. I feel like it could have been such an amazing book, and I still think it is. I'm still glad that I read it. I'm disappointed in anybody who has DNF'd the book. I get like there is some points in it, and that's where I have to say like I wish that there was some parts that was just out of it completely, wasn't even in it. I feel like there was nothing that it didn't really have anything to do with like the rest of it. Like we could have just like moved on from that. I also feel like the story could have picked up a little bit faster than what it did. But besides that, my only big complaint with it was that I feel like there's too much going on. Like I feel like they could have written this book, like the story, into 3 different novels almost. Like that's where I feel like my head was kind of going. Like it was kind of spinning. I was like, am I reading one book or am I reading 3? And I do have to point out that Sarah Gailey, I think is the last name, that their pronouns are they, them, and I did not know that at the beginning of this video. I'm gonna have to try to put like a little, thing on the screen for you guys, but I did not know that recording those first parts. I didn't until I finished the book, and then I read like the, what was it called, like acknowledgments, and then the about the author, because I didn't know anything about them, and that is when I found out. So I do apologize if I would have known. I would have made sure I used the correct pronouns, but they really wrote a very interesting book. But again, I think it could have been like 3 different books. There was just so much going on, or even 2 different books. I think all of it put together just made it very chaotic. I still think it's a good read. It's very eerie. I mean, it gave me chills. It's different, very different. And then the ending is just very odd. It's not what you're going to expect. But I don't know. I feel like it wasn't a bad read. Not a bad book for 2022. And I don't know, maybe I'm just an unpopular opinion with saying that I do kind of like it. Would I have changed some things to it? Absolutely. I would love some things to be changed. But at the same time, I think it was overall entertaining and interesting. It really spooked me, and I love that. But I'm going to leave you guys here because I'm feeling like crap and I need to go check on my noodles. But stay tuned because I have some more spooky books that I'm reading and some witchy vibes coming, you guys. I'm trying rom-coms, so stay tuned.